I don't know what's going to become of you. Well, how many parents have said that to their children, or how many of us here have grown up hearing that? Maximilian Kolbe, he was a naughty child, and he heard that sentence very often from his parents. But whenever he heard this comment, I don't know what's going to become of you, his reaction was, I pray very hard to Our Lady to tell me what would happen to me. You don't have to worry, in other words. And she appeared, the mother appeared, holding two crowns, one white and one red, in her hands. And she asked if he would like to choose one of them. One was for purity and the other for martyrdom. He said, I choose both. She smiled and disappeared. And after that, Kolbe was not the same. Maximilian Kolbe's journey started as a novice when he joined the Franciscans. Despite achieving doctorates in philosophy and theology, he remained intrigued by science, and ordained at the age of 24, he battled religious indifference by establishing a group called the Militia of Immaculata and a magazine called The Night of the Immaculata. And in 1939, the Nazi soldiers overran Poland with deadly speed. And Kolbe and his friars were arrested. But then they were released in less than 3 months. But again in 1941, Father Kolbe was arrested again. The Nazis' purpose was to liquidate the selected ones, the leaders. And the end came quickly. A prisoner from the camp had escaped. The commandant announced 10 men would die in his place. And the commandant released, walking down the ranks, picking up people at random. This one, that one, this one. And as they were being marched away to the starvation bunkers, one prisoner with number 16670 dared to step from the line, said, I would like to take that man's place. He has a wife and children. Who are you? Asked the commandant. A priest, was his answer. No name, no mention of his fame. It was silence. The commandant, dumbfounded perhaps with the fleeting thought of history, kicked the sergeant Francis Sek out of the line and ordered Father Kolbe to go with the other 9. In the block of death, they were ordered to strip naked, and the slow starvation would begin in darkness. But there was no screaming, no anger. The prisoners sang. And by the eve of Assumption, 4 were left alive. The jailer came to finish Kolbe off as he sat in a corner praying. He lifted his lifeless arm to receive the bite of the syringe filled with carbolic acid, and they burned his body with all the others. Maximilian Kolbe was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 1982, and fittingly, an honored guest at the canonization ceremony was, any guess? Yes, Sergeant Francis Sek, the man whose life was saved by the martyrdom of Maximilian Kolbe. Kolbe's death was not a sudden, not a last-minute act of heroism. His whole life had been a preparation. His holiness was limitless and passionate desire to convert the whole world, and his beloved Immaculata was his inspiration. As we ponder this gospel passage today and the life of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, in a way on the eve of the Assumption, the Feast of Assumption tomorrow, Let us be inspired to embrace our crosses, to live lives of sacrificial love, and be unwavering in our faith, even in the face of adversity. May we carry his example with us as we navigate the challenges of our time, remembering that the path to true discipleship often involves selflessness and a willingness to stand up for what is right, just as Colway did. Saint Maximilian Colway, pray.